Hey everybody, this is a 20-gallon tank I have set up in my wife's room, and recently I was doing some cleaning in here and cleaning out some cyanobacteria. I used the Ultralife blue-green slime stain remover, and while I was in there I went ahead and did a little more work than I intended to. The plants were getting really overgrown. The treatment did a pretty good job beating back the cyanobacteria. I'm sure it'll be back. It always is. It's just an ongoing part of the maintenance in most of my tanks. I just have to clear it out from time to time. No big deal. I'm not worried about it. But this tank was really due for a good, thorough cleaning. Not only did I get in there and use the blue-green slime stain remover treatment, I used the Airstone, which is necessary for the treatment. And then when I pulled it all out, I realized how much Java Fern was actually, Java moss was actually growing in this tank. It was really, really thick and overgrown. You could barely see any of the rocks. You could barely see any of the little ornaments on the bottom. I have a couple little cute kitties hugging each other there on the bottom. And of course the woodwork was all completely covered by all that Java moss. You couldn't even tell there was a Marimo moss ball in the bottom of the tank. And this piece of wood was covered in it. So while I started ripping all of that stuff off, it also started pulling the roots off, and I wound up losing a bunch of the Java Fern that had been attached to the wood. You can kind of see I've just kind of sort of stuck it back on there in hopes that it'll reattach eventually. This again was Java Fern that has been in this tank for quite a long time and had just grown onto that piece of wood, and I just sort of tore all that apart as I got in there and ripped a bunch of that stuff out. But it really looks a lot better. It was really in need of it. I grabbed a video clip from before I did some work last week, so let's have a look at what it looked like before. And as you can see, that's a huge, huge difference than it looks now. So that's all I wanted to do, was a nice little update here and show everybody what the tank looks like after I finish with the treatment. I did shoot a video last week while I was doing the treatment, and I've just been busy doing some stuff with some other tanks downstairs. I'm having some issues, and so I never really got around to getting back in here and finishing up the video on what this tank looks like after the treatment, and now that I've opened it up and everything. So I'm quite happy with it. I think it looks really good. You can actually see the fish again. You can see the color on the fish. I've got lots of neons in this tank, some really beautiful little guppies. I love this lyre tail guppy right there. That's just fantastic looking when it gets under the light. And of course my swordtail. I've got some of my original glowfish, and then right there, that is Swimmy. That's my emerald cory, my oldest fish. And by oldest fish, that doesn't mean it's necessarily old, but it's the fish that I've had the longest. She's about 5 now, I guess. So hopefully I'll get a good many more years out of her. Corys can live quite a long time, I think. So there you go, everybody. Just a quick look. Wanted to show everybody how pretty this tank can clean up. So make sure you're subscribed. You never know what you're going to get with me. I've got a bunch of different tanks. I'm always shooting this, that, or the other thing. I always just try to document what's going on around here, and it's always something. So if you're subscribed, you won't miss any of that. Don't forget, this one is my wife's tank. I don't shoot a lot of video of this, but it does have its own playlist, and I do have a few videos if you want to check out any more of them. So thanks again for watching this one. I'll see you real soon in the next one.